All right, News 1130's Laura Fominov joins us now again live on the line. Laura, what's going on now where you are?
I am at the corner of Homer and Georgia Street, and this is turning ugly right now. This is turning really ugly. People are destroying the porta potties that are out here. They're stomping on them. I can smell things burning. Someone had an effigy or something attached to a hockey stick that was just burning. People are standing around taking pictures of all of this as well. They're smashing, they're destroying these porta potties here. Oh my gosh, one of them just went over. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Yeah, this is a very angry crowd right now. You just heard that, firecrackers. People are climbing. There's another porta potty that just went over. Third one is going down. Now a third one is going down. People are climbing. Okay, and they're destroying the fences now. They're taking the fences down that are trying to hold the crowds in. They're breaking them and destroying them, and people are climbing on street lamps and so forth. This is quickly turning into holy smoke. Now I'm starting to get a little bit afraid. This is quickly turning south. And you know what? I don't see any police officers anywhere here.
I was just going to ask you.
Cameras.
You don't see any police officers anywhere, Laura?
I see no police officers here right now at all. This is going to be one huge mess to clean up tomorrow morning. There goes the firecrackers again.
And where exactly are you downtown?
I'm at the corner of Homer and Georgia Street. I'm just walking around. It's there you go. Here we go. The smell of the things burning in the air right now. There are firecrackers and things going up. This is not the festive atmosphere that we saw in the previous games of the previous series. This is turning nasty.
Are you seeing any windows being broken or looting or anything like that?
I don't see that right now. There's a budget car rental place across the street. I don't see any windows broken there at all. Those public washrooms they've completely been destroyed. Trash. I'm just walking through the crowd here, going towards where I see smoke, and something there is on fire as well. The police.
Still no police,
if
Laura?
It's too much worse, then I'm actually going to leave this area. Here we go. I see no police officers here, just a lot of people standing around. Yeah, there's a big, almost like a bonfire going on with about 100 people standing around. They're burning.
You know what, Laura,
I think they're burning their Canuck signs right now is what they're doing.
I'm seeing pictures of it now on television.
You can hear it. Listen.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you have to get going, but this is not a happy scene, and I see police nowhere right now.
Okay, Laura, you stay safe and keep in touch with us.
News 1130 time, 8:34.
Canucks Stanley Cup special coverage. Now, here are Tom Bricker and Ben Wilson.
Violence at the Bank of Montreal at Georgia and Homer in downtown Vancouver, and that's where we find News 1130's John Ackerman.
Yeah, Ben, we're down here, and the Riot police are about 3 meters away from me, pushing the crowd away. There's a fire at Georgia on the north side, or one of the sides of the post office here. Black smoke billowing into the air. A live Riot police meters away from me, right at Georgia and Homer here. Crowd still throwing things at them. I'm hearing mutterings about tear gas getting thrown into the crowd momentarily. We'll see. But pretty much the area here is a mess. I have a cut to my face from making my way through the melee here. But there's small fires being started here and there. There's quite a large smoky one, as I mentioned, at the post office here. I can see the flames from here, actually, and I'm a good 2 blocks away. So it is quite the mess down here. I just got stuff thrown at me now, and this is quite the violent scene down here, and there's going to be a lot of postmortems, I should say, about what happened here tonight, and the city's response to it. Back to you in studio, Ben.
All right, thank you. News 1130's John Ackerman down near the Bank of Montreal, Georgia and Homer.
News 1130 time, 8:35. Ben, let's move over to News 1130's Dave White. He's at the Granville Street Bridge. What can you see from there, Dave?
Tom, I have just pulled over northbound on the Granville Street Bridge right now. There is a large
huge plume of black smoke that is going up above the buildings in downtown Vancouver. It's all you can see as you're heading down here. Very thick black smoke. It's very high, taller than all of the buildings down here. There's a lot of crowds that are heading out of downtown right now. As I look up Granville Street, I can see a very thick crowd. And what's concerning, too, is a lot of people are still heading into the city at this point. Whether they know what's going on down there or whether they want to take part in it, I'm seeing a lot of crowds heading north over the bridge into downtown Vancouver right now. As Sabine was just mentioning a moment ago, they've shut down the Cambie Street Bridge northbound, not allowing any more traffic into downtown core from that route. However, the Granville Street Bridge is still open, and that's where a lot of the car traffic and pedestrian traffic is either making its way out, trying to escape what's going on down here, or there's those that are still seeming rather rowdy as they're heading up northbound towards the bridge. Back to you, folks.
Let's go back to the News 1130 Air Patrol. Here's Kimmy Seal.
I can't keep up with the fires. I'm not kidding, Ben. We've got a new one. This is on Richards between Dunsmuir and Georgia. There's a big underground parking lot, and somewhere in there somebody set one of the vehicles on fire. So we've got huge black plumes of smoke and flames coming up from that area. In addition to that, between Georgia and Robson, there's a back alley that cuts between all those big towers, and I've got a huge fire building close to the Weston Bayshore, actually. There's another one over across from the post office now, right in front of the library, another one burning there, and I just can't keep up with this. We've also got that police cruiser that's been turned upside down on, that would be Nelson, just west of Granville. Riot police are over there trying to guard that vehicle so they can deal with whoever's in it right now, and they're having no luck with the crowd that's still on Granville that keeps taunting them and throwing stuff back at them.
All right, thanks. News 1130's Kim Seal in the Air Patrol tonight. You're listening to live coverage of News 1130. The violence in Vancouver after the Vancouver Canucks lost tonight 4-0. Okay, and Tom, I'm being told we have Dave White, who is live on the line right now. So, Dave, where are you? What do you see?
Ben, I'm at the corner of Granville and Nelson right now, where police have set up a line right on Nelson Street at Granville. There is a massive crowd, hundreds of people back there. They're throwing bottles into the line of police that are trying to keep them back on Nelson Street. Bottles and cans being thrown in. I'm not sure if you could just hear that loud explosion inside the crowd. I'm not sure what that was, whether that was police or the crowd doing it. Looking down right here on Nelson Street right now, I'm between Granville and Howe. There are two cars over. One of them is a police cruiser. It's obviously been set on fire. There is another car, looks like a civilian car, flipped over in the middle of the road. It's been burned. Its glass is broken. There is a newspaper stand thrown on top of it, sitting on the undercarriage of the flipped over car. Right now I'm standing next to a police. All of its windows are smashed out. Crowds here are standing around, police yelling at people off of the road right now. And that line of people that the police are trying to hold back on Granville Street is moving further west down Nelson Street right now. Again, this is the same crowd that's throwing bottles towards the police. There's broken glass everywhere. There's liquid all over the street. There are parts of barricades that are on the road. I'm being told to get off the road right now. They've got police dogs here trying to control people. It is absolute chaos here at Granville and Nelson Street in downtown Vancouver. 3 cars flipped over, 2 of them very badly burned. I've seen people injured walking down the street. There are bottles being thrown at police from the crowd. A very nasty situation here in downtown Vancouver. Reporting live at the corner of Granville and Nelson, Dave White, News 1130.
All right, thank you, Dave. Now, News 1130, Shane Bigham is in downtown Vancouver, where police have just put out a warning. Shane, what's going on?
I'm at Georgia and Hamilton, downtown Vancouver. There's a police announcement over the loudspeaker. People have 10 minutes to clear out. This has been declared an unlawful assembly, and the appropriate level of force will be used to clear people out. That's the announcement coming over the loudspeaker right now. And it's mayhem. There are fires, a burnt-out car, a bunch of garbage cans that are on fire, like at least a half a dozen of them.
All right, thank you, News 1130, Shane Bigham. So that's quite an ominous announcement. Vancouver police issuing a 10-minute warning for the entire city to clear out, calling it an unlawful assembly, and they will use whatever force needed to make that happen if they don't.
News 1130 time, 5:33.
Well, the Stanley Cup final is unfortunately secondary this morning. Instead, we want to hear from you about what happened after that final horn went. We'll be opening our neighbor-to-neighbor line in just a moment. You can call us 310-1130 about how you're feeling this morning. It is a toll-free number from anywhere in the province, but first...
This is News 1130 team coverage.
It was was the outcome we thought and hoped we'd outgrown. A Game 7 letdown, and a very angry handful of people are getting the blame for starting riots that will certainly stain Vancouver's reputation once again.
But before all that, the monster cleanup job comes first. News 1130's Tamara Slobodjan begins our team coverage outside the Bay on West Georgia.
Rian, sheets of plywood cut to measure replace walls of glass that normally tempt window shoppers here. Efficient crews set up on West Georgia with saws that replace entire department store doors. Around the corner on Seymour, blackened pavement and charred outlines are all that's left of two cars set on fire by an angry mob. Earlier this morning, this woman, who was hauling away a mannequin when I caught up with her, explained why she stayed as long as she did.
It's like appalling, but it's kind of like interesting at the same time to see people act how they really want to act. But then, I don't know, they're also being drunken idiots. So it's kind of like, I don't know what to think of it, really.
You know, as the sun comes up, the work of a so-called angry few is starkly revealed in some form on just about every corner here. Reporting live on Georgia and Richards, Tamara Slobodjan, News 1130.
And News 1130's Mike Lloyd joins us live now from Robson Street as the city begins to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, it's quiet as dawn breaks here, Diane. Is that one person heading into work tells me almost eerily so after last night. The yelling, the drunken howls of the last stragglers have been replaced by this. The footsteps of the curious, the angry, the embarrassed through what's left of the shattered glass along the sidewalk in places like Granville and Robson. People in total shock at the damage. Delivery trucks and street sweepers have replaced the police motorcycles and squad cars. Earlier, I watched a milk delivery man negotiating a toppled barricade, an overturned charred dumpster, and a carpet of glass, shaking his head in disbelief. Now, as the workday starts, repairs are still hastily being done. Plywood going up, as Tamara mentioned, panes being replaced. What will take much longer to patch up is the city's image. Live along Robson Street, Mike Lloyd, News 1130.
News 1130 time 5:36. We will be going neighbor to neighbor in just a moment, but we did have a full team of reporters on the ground last night as well, and Kim Seal in the News 1130 Air Patrol. Here's what it sounded like in the middle of all the chaos.
There's broken glass everywhere. There's liquid all over the street. There are parts of barricades that are on the road. I'm being told to get off the road right now.
We've got at least 8 separate fires that I can see in a 2-block radius on Georgia right now. In addition, the Hilton Hotel in that back alley between Homer and Hamilton, a huge fire that's burning in that back stretch.
At Georgia and Hamilton, downtown Vancouver, there's a police announcement over the loudspeaker. People have 10 minutes to clear routes. This has been declared an unlawful assembly, and the appropriate level of force will be used to clear people up.
People are... All right, and you know what? I've had about enough of this. There are a core crowd of people, there are Vancouver police surrounding all of these people who are taunting them. They're taunting the police.
We have dozens of pictures as well as video on our website, news1130.com.
News 1130 time 5:37. Let's go to our neighbor to neighbor lines at 310-1130. You can call us toll free. We have Phil calling us from the West End this morning. Phil, this is reminiscent for you, is it not?
Yes, it certainly is, of the 1994 riots. I was a transit supervisor working downtown when it all began. And the pictures around the bay last night are exactly where I was standing in 94. I just find it incredible that it could be a replay of what happened then. Except in 94, we didn't have the fires that creates the damage that it has done this time around.
So actually things look worse this time than they did back in 94.
Oh, absolutely. I remember going home at 4 a.m. in the morning, though, and Robson Street in 94 is where a big part of the brunt of the rioting went. And it looked as being described today. It was a war zone. It was like, this is just incredible. But I think the big problem is that the people that created these rioting situations, they are not interested in the hockey game. They don't care what the city thinks or what normal thinking people think about what happened last night. They don't care. This is them for themselves. And this is going to continue as far as I'm concerned. It's going to continue by these people at any opportunity that they have to destroy Vancouver as it is.
Okay, thank you very much, Phil.
And now let's go to Denise from Port Moody. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning. How you doing?
Well, you know, what can you say, really?
Getting better.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. No, I just called because I just wanted to make a comment. As I was saying, you know, I was really disturbed about what happened, and the biggest thing for me was I have two small children who are really into hockey, and you know, they love the Canucks, and when they lost, you know, we took it okay, and we were happy that the crowd stood up and cheered, but then after all the craziness started, they came to me and they said, "Mommy, but why?" And I was heartbroken when I said, "You know, baby, I don't understand either. I can't tell you why." And I just wanted to say, like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's upsetting for all of us. And the one thing, I mean, tell your kids, these folks are not hockey fans.
That's right. And we will take one more call on our neighbor-to-neighbor line. This is Sean calling from South Surrey this morning. Sean, your thoughts on this?
Well, I hope the government goes after each and every one of these people. I hope they throw the book at them. Sickening.
Yeah, it's a highly emotional day for everyone, I think.
I agree, yep. We will take more of your calls on our neighbor-to-neighbor phone lines throughout the morning. Coming up, though, a check on News 1130 traffic and weather together on the ones.
News 11.